how to sound exactly like Robert Downey Jr. First of all, it goes like this. Hello.
Hi, good morning, babies.
Just so you know what we're doing while the starting soon is happening, we're just going meow, 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 meow. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
You'd think we were prepping for the show.
No. The whole starting soon, we just sit here.
Meow, 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 meow. Good morning, babies. It's too early.
Good morning, babies.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And I'll tell you what, both me and Dagger did not eat well yesterday.
Oh. Did you eat like fun bad?
I went out with some friends and I looked around at the restaurant and I said to my friends, I'm going to order a whole pizza and it's for me.
Nice.
And they said, okay.
Hell yeah.
And then one of them did the same thing.
Yeah, I also got pizza last night.
I was just like, I'm going to have a whole pizza if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I just ate a whole pizza. Dagger, we went to the park yesterday, and Dagger just ate whatever garbage was around, you know.
Of course, like a dagger do.
Like a dagger do. And he just, every time he does that, he wakes up and he throws up. And then he looks at me like, why did this happen to me? Every time. I'll hear it like 5:30 in the morning. I'll hear his little stomach noises. And then he'll walk quietly up to the bed and he'll look up and he'll be like, why did this happen to me? And then I look back at him with my stomach full of pizza and I went, I don't know, why did it happen to me? We'll never know. We'll never know. There's no way either of us could find out.
Like father, like son.
And it's not even like, it's Giggle Loop in the live studio audience is like, Father, why did you let me do this? No. He doesn't know that he did anything. That's the thing. He cannot draw the causal relationship.
No, it's not the food.
No.
But I do think he's asking, Father, why did you do this to me?
Oh, no, it's definitely my fault somehow.
How did you let this happen?
How did you, on your watch, something bad happened to me when you're around? Your job makes sure no bad.
No bad should ever come to a dagger.
And yet, here we are. Bad. My other friend who ordered a whole pizza for himself texted me from the airport because he had an 8 a.m. flight this morning. And he's like, why did I eat an entire pizza before going to the airport at 5 a.m.? I'm having a bad time. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm having a great time. I ate a whole pizza. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I woke up and I got brain poked before the show today. Had an early morning COVID test for work.
That's fun.
And goddamn, I still feel it.
Yeah, you're particularly sensitive to those.
I don't think I am. I've gotten pretty used to it.
Yeah.
I've been doing them weekly for 8 months.
Oh, so this is just a particularly bad one?
It was a particularly bad one.
Because I do remember last year, you and I used to go pretty regularly in the morning.
I'm not sensitive to the brain pokes. I have anxiety around anything medical.
Yeah, that's
medical.
true.
I get very sensitive on the way and I'm very stressed, and I don't like to do them alone.
Yeah. But also, I
get nervous around doctors.
Last year when we would leave, when we would do a lot of them, you'd be like, I can still feel it. And I'd be like, really?
I've gotten so used to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, all right. You walk in, you pull your mask down, you're like, get in there. We got this. This one was like an ice pick.
Like a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Like an early 1900s. We're just gonna tap this needle up there and get rid of all your problems.
Exactly. And yet, unfortunately, still anxious.
Still problems.
I do still have.
Explain that, medicine.
I got poked in the brain, and I still have feelings, unfortunately. So.
Ugh. Gross.
Anyways, everybody, welcome to the show. We're very glad that you're here. Thank you for starting your morning off with us. We have a bunch of news to talk about today. Naturally, I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons first.
There are two very good Dungeons and Dragons stories that happened today, or that happened yesterday. I mean, the first and most arguably biggest one is, of course, the official Critical Role campaign.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Nice. Nailed it. Oh, perfect. Nailed
Run that intro.
Nailed every button.
Go right back to this.
Fuck yeah.
Everything's
Press
cool.
every button, honestly. Fuck around and find out.
I fucked around, and what I found out was not worky right now.
Okay. We're fixing it as we speak.
But anyway.
New book hype.
New book hype. This is the official Critical Role campaign. Critical Role, Call of the Netherdeep. Matt Mercer will be co-leading the design.
That's awesome.
It's going to be set in the world of Exandria, and it's going to include story elements that tie into Critical Role campaigns. It's also going to feature new mechanics that have never been attempted in the actual play series before.
What does that mean? Joining Matt in the design role is going to be James J. Hake. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's Wildemount and Waterdeep and Wildemount and Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and Chris Perkins. There's going to be new creatures. There will be new magic items. There's a rival party of non-player characters.
Fascinating. I played in a game with James Hake a while back. A delightful bean.
Yeah.
A real pleasant bean.
Everybody I've met from over there at D&D and at Wizards has been very lovely.
Yeah.
It says that you'll start the campaign. It's meant to be started around level 3, and when you finish, you should be at or near level 12. So a good early stage campaign, and it'll take you all the way through.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely wonderful. A huge congratulations to the CR team. Very proud.
Very big
proud
deal.
of some cool people in our community. The other big D&D news.
Oh, this is...
Now, we talked about this. Okay?
I said, this is what they call living the secret. This is intentionality is what it's called.
Yeah. You manifested this.
I manifested this. I got out all of the... what would I get out for manifesting? Would it be a crystal? Would I have a crystal for that? Would it
No, we don't. I mean...
Would it be... What would I have? Anything? Or would it just be more...
under the new moon.
I journaled under the new moon last week. And last week was the new moon.
Yeah,
so it was a good time for journaling.
You had to speak it out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said... Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Spelljammer.
As someone who did get up at the 5:45 a.m.
That's why
to enjoy the new moon myself.
That's why I knew. It's because last week you were like, Anthony, it's the new moon, and I journaled.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but I knew it was big, and I was very excited for you. Spelljammer.
And the Meltdown said there are a ton of non-D&D actual play podcasts. Yeah,
that's
not
true.
What we're talking about.
That's true.
Yeah, we have one on this channel. Welcome to the news.
So I spoke it into the world. I said, Spelljammer. And D&D said, what was that? I said, what, who was that? And they brought out some playtest content that do look like Spelljammer may be coming.
It hints towards Spelljammer. Now, this is the point where I remind you the most unfortunate of news. There's no longer Unearthed Arcana on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond no longer has access to Unearthed Arcana. It's very upsetting. What, are you going to go build a character sheet off of D&D Beyond? Not sponsored, but can't relate.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore.
When I started playing D&D, I did not have D&D Beyond. And goddamn, building a character sheet, like building a new character was so obnoxiously daunting.
Oh, please. In this economy?
I kept like a PDF even that had all of the stuff kind of ported into it. But for instance, you couldn't click on a spell and see what it does. It was just like, here's your spells. We have all of them.
Look,
better know it.
Before D&D Beyond, the best you got was one of your nerdiest, crunchiest friends put together a spreadsheet with macros for your class.
Yep.
And if you got one thing wrong, it fucked up the whole spreadsheet.
Yep.
Put the content back into D&D Beyond. Figure it out.
Please, Wizards. This
Please,
is my ask of you.
Wizards.
Please may we have it. Anyways, so the new Unearthed Arcana includes some very obscure races specifically, which is what we think is kind of nodding towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Spelljammer was originally released in 1989. What edition was 1989?
It would have been 3.
Is that 3?
Yeah, it would have been 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about that time, chap.
It's so good. Magical starships that run their sailboats in space, and I love them so much.
Yeah.
And they've done some very interesting things before. They've hinted at Spelljammer before. There was a Spelljammer ship that was crashed in some content recently. But this is Autognome, GIF, Hadesy, and Plasmoid have all been added into Unearthed Arcana, and those are Spelljammer races. Those are Spelljammer races. And
I mean, come on. It's got to be Spelljammer, right?
Unearthed Arcana, the newest Unearthed Arcana is called Travelers of the Multiverse.
It is. So I pulled up the Unearthed Arcana itself to actually kind of get into. God, it's so good. I want to play it all. Plasmoids are anamorphous beings with no typical shape. In the presence of other folk, they often adapt a similar form, but there is little chance of mistaking a plasmoid for anything else.
I want to be a plasmoid.
Food by osmosis. The way an amoeba does. Like, this is genuinely unique, where it's like, oh, if I want to play a Kalistar or, you know, a half elf or an elf or, you know, all of these things, it's like, these are all relatively similar and play in a relatively, you know, they have their benefits and their proficiencies, but like, you know.
Hadesies are floating apes. They have vestigial wings. They're
we're
apes
getting
that
into the
float.
Weird shit.
This is
Sure,
weird
we have
shit.
some weird shit, but goddamn, I don't think we have anything like this.
Autognomes are literally tiny automatons that look like gnomes. It's everything I like about D&D.
Yeah, astral elves are elves that ventured from the Feywilds to the astral plane to be closer to their gods. Void has imbued their souls with a spark of divine light that manifests as a starry gleam in an astral elf's eyes.
Now, what's interesting is all of these
For
races,
centuries.
even though they're introduced here as like, hey, here are some races that you can put in for your characters, for your non-player characters, they use the same set of rules that for character creation that they used in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yeah.
So you could make a player character out of these right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could.
And that's the point of Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
You are able to build characters in Unearthed Arcana. That is.
You could
they
do
have
it.
everything that you need in here.
They're
to
not,
build it.
they're not just being like, hey, Hadesies exist.
Yeah.
And here's how a Hadesy works. They're like, do you want to make a Hadesy?
And that's always how Unearthed Arcana works, which
Yeah.
is great. Thrycreen have insectile features and 2 pairs of arms. Their bodies are encased in protective Shitting?
Chitten. Chitin.
Shit.
I think it's chitin. It's probably shitten.
They can alter the coloration of this carapace to blend in with their natural surroundings. Come on, that's awesome.
It's very good. No, we're pretty sure it's shitting, everybody.
Are you shitting?
We're pretty sure it's shitting.
Hey, everybody. Come on.
We're pretty sure.
professional
We're
journalists.
professional here. We know what we're doing.
Anyways, I am absolutely like ravenously excited for this. I want to play it so bad. I want to build a character into it. It breaks my heart that it won't be on DDB. Something else that I wanted to point out, though, that I found really interesting was a tweet from friend of the show, Greg Tito. Greg Tito tweeted out this Polygon article that we're referring to. And Greg Tito is in PR and marketing. Let me see. He is communications and PR
Yeah.
for D&D.
He's a D&D boy.
He's a D&D boy.
He's an
and
official
said,
D&D boy.
Your game designers were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Spell.
The fact that he
Jammer.
reshared this feels like
Spelljammer.
Spelljammer.
I am so hyped for Spelljammer.
I feel like he's guiding us in the direction of believing it's Spelljammer.
This is very exciting. It's very exciting days. It's very exciting times.
It's a damn good time to love Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, as it has been and as it continues to be forever and always. Amen. But especially now that we've got...
I would like to talk about another TTRPG.
Sure. Let's do it. I did not hear about this. This is breaking news.
An officially licensed Cowboy Bebop tabletop RPG is dropping on Kickstarter in 2022. We've seen so many successful adaptations of large properties recently. We've seen all of the hype and love for the Avatar tabletop RPG, of course. And everybody who has played it so far has absolutely adored it.
Cowboy Bebop is just Spelljammer. Cowboy Bebop is just cool. Noir Spelljammer.
But this is its own RPG. The publishers who are working directly with Sunrise say that they hope to have the books on shelves by the end of next year. Yeah, I mean, jazzy space western meets noir in a TTRPG. I'm in.
I love it.
The players will have their own stories of bounty hunters in space in a jazzy universe, blending Western, film noir, and buddy cop movies, accompanied by one of the best anime soundtracks in history. That hopefully means the book will provide players with some soulful background tunes, but it also likely won't be provided before the campaign launches. Very, very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Don't Panic Games previously published a Cowboy Bebop card game, Space Serenade, in 2019.
Oh, and one of the other
partners there.
One of the other partners is the people that made Journey to Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I like Journey to Ragnarok.
So
that's fun. We wish them best of luck with that, with the fundraising campaign. More RPG systems and more RPG things to do are always good. We love variety.
Yeah, and like, look, we've all, if you've been playing tabletop for a while now, we've all reskinned Dungeons and Dragons to be the show thing we like or the game thing we like.
Yeah.
Why not just play the thing? Yeah. That's awesome. Son of Orpheus in the live studio audience said, Mrs. Orph and I are in the middle of a rewatch, and I was just thinking it would make a great world for a TTRPG.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're
You
looking...
also manifested it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You set it under the new moon, and now it's here.
If you're looking to do a rewatch, or if you haven't rewatched or ever watched Cowboy Bebop, Netflix is making sure that you can do so before the live-action series comes out. They are adding the original Cowboy Bebop animated series, so you can watch it all before the live action.
Oh, nice. That's great.
So it begins streaming on October 21st, and I think people are... I found out.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends has not watched Cowboy Bebop yet, and I am so excited because that means I get to watch Cowboy Bebop with them.
Nice. Anthony, you know I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, right?
I thought you've seen some Cowboy Bebop, though. Every time I'm like, have you seen Cowboy Bebop? You're like, I've seen some.
I'm familiar with Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I've seen an episode. I know enough about Cowboy Bebop to, like, get by. I'm familiar enough with it through, like, cultural osmosis.
Ooh, baby.
And I have seen, I believe, exactly one episode.
This is very
actually
exciting.
Sitting down and watching.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited for you to watch Cowboy Bebop for the first time. You're really going to love it. You're really going to love it. Does it have some anime problems? Yes. All anime has anime problems. Does it have some noir problems? Yes. All noir has noir problems.
Okay.
But it is one of the best anime ever made. And I always fear hyping things up too much for people. Mm-hmm. But with Bebop, I don't worry about it.
All right. I just restarted Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon holds up.
Sailor Moon slaps.
Original Sailor Moon season 1.
Sailor Moon slaps.
There's one episode I skipped in there. It was called How to Get Skinny with Sailor Moon, and I was like, oh, no, thank you. That will not be an episode for me, but thank you very much.
Yeah, they have some, yes. So currently Cowboy Bebop is available on Hulu and Funimation. We also don't know, but it'll be pulled from those platforms. We also don't know if this is going to be remastered in any way. The show did get a remaster to 1080p not too long ago, so I would imagine there may not be a need to remaster again.
Yeah.
I also don't know. Netflix is pretty good about including subs and dubs when they're available. Cowboy Bebop has one of the best dubs ever made. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine they're going to try to keep that dub if they can.
Yeah.
Just because it's so good.
So do you recommend the dub?
I absolutely recommend the dub.
Okay.
Absolutely.
See, and that makes this a lot easier of a watch for me.
Yeah. This is the friend of the show, Steve Bloom. Bless you. Bless you. This is the show that made Steve Bloom have the career that he has.
Okay, because here's the thing. Like, watching through something that there's a good amount of in subtitled variation is daunting for me because I can only do that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes my full attention. I can't look away.
I have to, for me to sit down and be like, all I am doing right now is watching this, and I am doing nothing else while I'm watching this. It's got to be a special time. It's got to be planned. It's got to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I did it for Muppets Haunted Mansion last week.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sitting down for an hour, and all I'm doing is watching Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it's because you didn't come and watch it with us.
I did it with, no, because I was going to show up late, and I was like, I don't want to show up halfway through it. And then I did it for Squid Game.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not done with Squid Game.
Same.
But I did it for Squid. I'm like, that's appointment viewing. But not a lot of things are appointment viewing to me. So if an anime's got a dub, I will say this. If you have the time to sit and focus only on Bebop, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Noted. That's great. Let's talk about some games.
Let's talk about some games. Can I talk about this very big leak?
Sure.
Because this is something we've been talking about for weeks.
Or are we jumping into some business?
This might be games business.
Games business? Well, we're uniquely qualified to talk about games business.
That's true. I do have my MBA from the streets.
Of course, and I passed the bar in the state of Virginia, and all of the questions were about Mega Man.
That's new. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I'm uniquely qualified to cover games business.
Ah. So
Yeah.
you're an expert in Mega Man law.
Yes.
I
It's
like
like maritime law,
Yeah.
but it's Mega Man law.
Mega Man law. We have been talking about VR a lot. VR saved our lives during the athlete's foot.
It did.
It allowed us to do some social things. It allowed us a little bit of escape. And we're big proponents of VR here, though we are the sort of people where it's like, hey, should I buy a VR? It's like, yeah, but like maybe just a Quest 2 and like don't, you know what I mean? We're kind of like, look,
Yeah.
the longer you can hold out before you buy a VR, the better.
I'm in favor of getting a Quest 2. It's linked to Facebook, but that's not going away anytime soon, and it is consumer level.
And there are ways
they
around it.
probably already have your information.
Yeah, there are ways around it. We talked about that last week. Somebody just came up with a way to remove most of the Facebook from the Oculus.
Yeah.
And if you use it primarily for you connect it to your desktop, there are ways around it. But we've been like, something has to come
Yeah.
and try to topple this because there are these problems that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
People don't want a Facebook device.
Nope.
People want something that's maybe like just a little more powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
It's a little bulky. I recommend if you're gonna get a Quest 2, like swapping it out for the comfort strap, stuff like that. There are some upgrades to be made to it.
Yeah, I mean, we slowly kitted out each of us our headset, and when's the next thing coming? When?
When, Anthony?
Well, prolific leaker Ev Leaks. This dude don't miss. He don't miss. He has phone and hardware leaks all the time, and he tweeted this yesterday. Miss
this?
me, HTC? And this is apparently the Vive Flow.
Now, if these photos are legit, that is significantly smaller than the Quest 2. That's like a bulky pair of sunglasses right there.
You know, we've talked about HTC being for the high end, and when are they going to try to like the high end is eroding?
But this is
That's a
photoshopped on
render.
that guy's face. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean these aren't legit.
Yeah.
These could be internal marketing things. This could be from a deck that they're showing to partners right now.
Yeah.
But it do look like they're making the Vive Flow. One of the things that's very interested is basically the entire
Yeah.
presentation.
Ah.
The entire presentation, every slide is in there. Is mine working?
No.
Still? I restarted it like 3 times. No, it's working. That's what I wanted to pull up.
I'm just... Because look. But like...
I mean... But also... But like... But sort of... A bit like... And kind of... Like a... I don't know. But here's what some of the later slides say. Some of the later slides say that they have like it has a dual hinge fit system to fit faces. It's bringing back physical diopters, which the Oculus Quest 2 does not have. It has software focusing, so you can't actually turn the lenses and get it right with it. So it gives some people headaches. It's got
man, it gave me such bad headaches in the beginning.
Did it really?
Yeah, I had to get me my VR legs.
It has the audio built into the earpieces, which is nice, but you can also add your own audio. The adjustable diopter. It's got you can use your phone as a VR controller. You can mirror it to your TV. It's got a lot of the good stuff.
It's not showing us controllers.
Now they could be trying to go for full motion here. This could be hands only.
That's something interesting to me.
I love it in the Oculus when they added it. It feels pretty good. It's almost there in the Oculus. You know what I mean? There are a couple times. Yeah, you can add it in the beta, and it'll track your hands. You can like it's a
without
checkbox.
holding the controllers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And not all games support it.
Games.
But and I'm sure it'll also work with like the old Vive wands and controllers or the Knuckles. But it's pretty interesting. And it's $499, which makes it very, very competitive with the Oculus.
Yeah, I believe the Oculus starts at $299.
It's $299 or $399.
Yeah.
So this is a little more expensive, but hopefully it adds some more functionality. Now it does mention something, Infinity Vista. It's supposedly their own sort of like persistent multiverse thing for VR. Nobody knows really what it is yet. It's going to be like an Oculus Home or a social thing on Vive.
Yeah.
But supposedly pre-order is going to start in like 2 days. We should see this announcement soon. And VR without Facebook, which is huge for a lot of people.
I want it.
Yeah. I
didn't pre-order a Steam Deck.
Ooh, you could get that. I got the Steam Deck for I have the Steam Deck for the show. You could get the Vive Flow for the show.
I could get the Vive Flow. Unless HTC wants to send us one for the show.
Hey, HTC. Boy, we're the first, best, and only morning show in existence. Do you want to reach people in the morning?
Because there's no other way to do so. How else would you tell people about virtual reality at 8 a.m.?
People, listen, demographics show that most people are in the morning. So.
And it's homophobic if you don't.
Okay, that we went kind of far there. We might pull it back just a little bit, but we went, I'm going to agree. I'm going to say yes, it is. And we're going to move on. Hey, let's talk about Epic Games. Have you heard of them?
Oh, they make that little game, that small indie game, right? Fortnite?
I was trying to think of the name of the MOBA that they made before Fortnite.
No idea.
And the one that they thought was going to be the big success.
Wow.
And then it's been wiped from my brain.
No idea.
It's been wiped from my brain. Fortnite at Paragon, thank you. It's such a generic name. Wow. It sounds like the video game. Fortnite added something that they straight up called Imposters mode.
Yeah, we talked about this, that they were developing Imposters mode, which was literally Among Us. They were just saying, we're going to put Among Us in Fortnite. We know Among Us is an indie dev studio, and that they have inspired a huge, massive change in our gaming industry. So we're going to take that. We're just free, and it's ours now, and we can have it.
That's ours, and we own it, and it's ours, and we're not going to say anything. And Inner Sloth, of course, tweeted out, no, like, look, they didn't talk to us. We didn't patent these mechanics because we don't believe in that. We believe that stifles innovation in the industry. But also, you're one of the biggest game developers in the planet. You couldn't have changed it 10%.
Nothing.
To make it your own thing.
You couldn't have just not even used our word imposter.
You could have done anything.
You could have done anything, and a lot of games have done this, have put essentially Among Us into their games, but this was a big one, and it was sad to see the tweets from the dev team over at Inner Sloth just being like, they could have just talked to us. They could have just sent an email. That's my screen.
Yeah, I was just checking. But something wonderful happened. The patch notes came out today. And they came out yesterday, and they said, version 18.2 brings improvements to Imposters, the game mode inspired by Among Us from Inner Sloth. That's interesting. They also tweeted at Inner Sloth saying, like, hey, we're big fans. We never got to talk about how you inspired us. What do you think about working on something fun together sometime? Now, is this you got caught in 4K and you're trying to make yourself look better?
Boo!
Yes, it is.
Boo!
Did we just shame you into doing the right thing?
But they still didn't do the right thing. All they said was inspired by. You're taking countless money out of the pockets of an indie development team for your biggest game in the world. No, saying you inspired us or inspired by Among Us, it doesn't change that. We knew that. Everyone who plays it knows that.
We literally, that's literally the thing that we're dragging you for, and you know that, and you're pretending.
That game already exists. You don't have to put it in your game.
So, look.
Right? And it's manipulative because they already took the thing. So what the fuck is Inner Sloth supposed to do? How does Inner Sloth respond to that? Inner Sloth responded to that tweet where somebody had mentioned that they had said, like, inspired by, the Fortnite account was, like, inspired by. And they didn't even tell Inner Sloth that they were going to do that either.
No.
They've not been communicative. They've handled it all publicly. So clearly, this is just like, well, now Inner Sloth has to be nice to us.
Yeah,
right?
this is them literally like, oh gosh, look at how cool and nice we are. And this is something that they've done 100 times. Let's remember.
Send them an email about this.
Let's remember that Fortnite itself was going to go under, was a failure of a game until they said,
PUBG.
people like Battle Royale.
We could have PUBG.
We're Battle Royale now. They also
Give us PUBG.
They also only started bringing in and crediting dancers and professional dancers after people were putting up videos all over the internet of
They stole my dance.
Here's the dance that was created by this person that was viral, and here is what they put into
Creators of
Fortnite.
color.
Here's what they put into Fortnite, and it's like, hey, you literally could have been like, we like your dance, cool choreography. Can we give you like $500 before any of this happened? And that's still not enough money.
No.
But artists are so underpaid, you could have avoided this whole thing for $500 a person.
Yep. In the beginning. Now you'd have to pay them a lot more.
And now you can't do that. So and look, all creativity is iterative. Video games build off of one another. But hey,
This is not
that. You now have the most popular and monetarily, I believe, successful game in the world. I think League of Legends is still the most played player-wise, but I think Fortnite is the highest dollar per player.
GTA is one of the highest grossing.
Is the highest grossing.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but listen, no matter how you slice it, Fortnite is making a lot of money, and they're making a lot of
other people.
And they're making a lot of weird decisions about it. Like, and look, what we can assume is Fortnite didn't just send that cute tweet or put that cute thing in the patch notes. There was obviously some private back channel communication between these two companies. Because
do you think they actually communicated?
yes.
Because I feel like they haven't been communicated to.
I think they communicated after the backlash. I think somebody from Epic PR probably reached out to Innersloth and was like, hey, let's talk about how we can make this right. Because one company, because what we have here is a tweet from Fortnite to Among Us, and one brand wouldn't tweet, hey, what's up? Do you want to hang out? To another brand during all of this
I don't believe it.
without permission from somebody.
I think they have permission internally, exclusively within Fortnite. I don't think that they communicated. That's my feeling on it.
Maybe they haven't. I would like to think that there has been some enough to smooth this out to where they could send
Is your
cutesy
screen
tweets.
popping up?
I don't know.
No, your shit ain't working.
I don't know why my shit's not
Maybe on
working.
the wrong Wi-Fi. Double check. 2 Wi-Fi. The fact that Innersloth's response to it was, "Oh, what's up?" and Fortnite said, "Big fans. We never got to talk about how you inspired us."
What do you think about working on something fun together sometime? That to me sounds like
I think it's intentionally public manipulation. I think it sounds like they did not communicate through back channels, and Fortnite is now kind of cornering this smaller company into doing something that makes them look like the good guy. We're actually gonna lift up this little company. Actually, we're gonna do this out of the goodness of our hearts.
I don't know.
We're going to say, "Wow, you inspired us. Would you want to work together sometime?"
I've been inside big companies like this. I see what you're saying, and it's a possibility. I'm not, and we won't know because we're not in there. But I've been inside enough big companies when things like this are going down. The social media person or the social media team would not be allowed to directly reference or talk about this thing right now. It could backfire in too many ways. Like if Innersloth sent a shitty reply to them, like if Innersloth was like, "No, fuck you, you stole from us," which they could do as an indie developer, that would be too much backlash on Epic, and Epic doesn't need that right now. So I think that cutesy little exchange was planned.
I have also worked at large corporations, and I disagree.
I mean, it could go either way. And we
don't know.
Well, yeah, and we don't know. I was going to say, we could know. We have ways to know.
Maybe. Not now. Doing a show.
I mean,
Nope.
I just want to know.
Great.
I want to know what love is.
I want to continue talking about the news, which makes it a lot less exciting that Fortnite is holding a grand royale with $5 million in prizes for players.
Jump in the ocean.
Yeah, that's fine. They're also considering making a Fortnite movie.
Sure.
Yeah, of course they are. There's no surprise there. What I want to happen is what happened with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I want them to have a bunch of people option scripts and say no to all of them. And then somebody says, well, then fuck you. I'm going to make it anyways without Fortnite and put Nicolas Cage in it.
Yeah, I want all movies to end up
As Willy's Wonderland.
as movies that are clearly referencing something with the addition of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
I hope that that's the best outcome I could hope for.
I'm shocked that they're going for a movie, in all honesty. I thought they would have.
rumors.
I think they would have gone for
A series.
an animated series for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like this feels very on the heels of Arcane. This feels very on the heels of the League of Legends series.
Right. But Arcane is very much not as childish. I see this being very much for kids. I see it going more Angry Birds movie.
Yeah.
I'm getting Angry Birds movie vibes already.
Yeah, I could see an Angry Birds or even like
and then splitting into a show.
even like a Lego. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
better.
it feels very much like the Lego movie, just because like they're gonna try to bring in all these characters that they've licensed.
Yeah.
As well, but I think they want to do. I just think a series would be so much more fun for them.
They said that there's just been talks about a movie, so it very much might be, you know. And they also said they're talking about the possibility of launching an entertainment division focused on scripted video programming.
There it is.
So it's not just a movie. But it might start with a movie, or at least that's just a conversation right now. They're also still in their legal battle. Apple has now appealed the ruling on the App Store fiasco between Epic and Apple. It did kind of rule It landed somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Mostly in Epic's favor at the end of this, but everybody kind of won a little and lost a little, and
Yeah.
Apple is not content with that, so they are still legally battling Apple. And I guarantee that probably actually will hold some shit up.
Yep.
Because it's a big legal battle.
Moving on. Speaking of Riot and League of Legends, here's something that they just did
It should
that
have been done so
that
long
like
ago.
how is this something they just did? How
was
did you
ever a thing.
How did you just think about this?
You might have seen this. League of Legends is disabling the ability to talk to people on the competitive, the other team.
Yeah. So basically, there's an all chat in League of Legends where you can just be mean to the other team. And they're
just
like,
bullying chat.
wait, how is our community toxic? How are we fostering toxic communication on our social platform?
Literally, imagine you're grouped up, right? And you go, hang on, guys, I gotta go bully a 12-year-old, and then that's why you jump to all chat.
It's wild. So they are getting rid of it. They do say, look, we understand that verbal abuse happens in team chat too. We know that disabling all chat won't get rid of the abuse altogether, but team chat also plays an important team coordination function. So we need to figure out a way to balance that value along with, making sure people treat each other well. Disabling all chat seems like just something that it's a switch they could have flipped so easily.
It never should have been flipped on. Hawk R&B in the chat said, but who's going to be toxic to me now? Your own team.
It's
League of Legends. Your own team will still be toxic.
I used to love the way that like Hearthstone and like Clash of Clans did it, where it's like somebody would beat you and they only had 3 polite things to spam.
Yeah.
But they would spam them in such a way that you knew. They were just like, great move, great move, great move, great move. And you're just like, oh, shut up.
Shut up.
I know, I fucked up.
GG. GG. It's the that little screen in Dead by Daylight after you finish where like the killer can talk to you and shit.
Yeah. I'm so glad that Riot is doing this. A Riot developer did come out and say, additionally on Twitter, a few more all chat test details. The plan is to test for a couple of patches, then survey player opinion, probably all positive. Potential responses then include keeping the change, reverting it entirely, keeping it in regions positive on it, and reverting it elsewhere, or changing what queues it applies to. So they could go granular on this, but they shouldn't. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
There's a bunch of people in here being like, I have a bunch of positive experiences in all chat. It wouldn't be going away if a bunch of other people weren't. So if your experience has been positive, I'm super happy for you.
Yeah.
Clearly that is not the universal experience.
Congratulations on being the happy and lucky minority.
Yeah.
Is what we'll say to that.
Congratulations most likely on not being one if you've had a pleasant experience. If I get into an all chat.
Yeah, congratulations on not sounding like a woman or having a different accent than somebody or speaking in a way that maybe makes people feel that you look different from them.
Exactly. There's so many replies in the Twitter thread that I'm just like, yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it is mutable. Like, you can turn it off, but like...
Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Nobody needs it.
Nobody needs it. Be nice to your team. That's enough.
I want to talk about the Arrow of Time.
Let's talk about it.
The Arrow of Time comes for us all.
It does, because 2022 is the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat.
And in honor of the 30th anniversary, Ed Boon has been sharing some classic clips of game development, and one of them is particularly interesting.
This is so cool.
It turns out that Scorpion's most iconic move,
the get over here.
The get over here, the spear, was an improv. This is Ed Boon and John Tobias just being like, hey, you know what would be cool?
He literally said, you know what'd be a cool ass move? Do ninjas ever throw stuff? Like, can they have ropes or anything?
Yeah, like an arrow or whatever. Like, I love what's going on. Just stick it into the other guy and then you drag him. And they literally improvised one of the most iconic moves in a fighting game. No design, nothing like that. Just like, try it, see how it feels.
Yeah.
I love it. I also just love seeing the setup for this and how they recorded it, because this is like, these are clearly video game guys doing this because, we had green screens.
Yeah.
We had chroma key. Why are you using gray? You're making things so hard on yourself. They shot the whole thing on video,
Yeah.
imported every frame, digitized it. It's amazing.
It's very cool. That sound is killing me while we talk. It's a really cool video. There's 2 minutes of it up on there. It's a 9-part thread, though, about the behind the scenes of making Mortal Kombat. It's very, very fun. It's down into details of how a lot of these things came to be. That's the only video that they shared, but I hope there'll be more to come.
Yeah, same.
That's so cool.
In other
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's great. In other classic game news, a game called Cotton came out for, Cotton's been a long-running shooting shmup series in Japan. It's come out for a bunch of different consoles. Recently, a Cotton collection came out for the Switch. It had 2 Sega Saturn Cotton games.
Okay.
It's fine for the 30 people. I'm one of them that cared.
Yeah.
Hooray for us. Yippee. But some hackers on the GBA temp forums found out something interesting. It's not a whole port. It's just a Saturn emulator. And so they reached into the code and they went, can we inject other games into this Saturn emulator? And it turns out the answer is yes. It turns out that they can put any Saturn game inside the Cotton collection, and the Switch now has a perfectly running Saturn emulator,
Yeah.
which is wild. I absolutely love this. They found out that they can just inject anything into it. So far, they've tested Nights into Dreams, Radiant Silvergun, Panzer Dragoon, Guardian Heroes. They've tried everything, and it all works very well. They're calling it the Zebra Engine emulator, and somebody has shown how it works on the Saturn, and my video still isn't working.
Okay.
And it is amazing. Right now, they still need to use the Cotton menus and interface,
There you go.
but they're hoping to figure out a way to make it so you can just throw whatever Sega Saturn games you want onto your Switch.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's so good.
That's so good.
And we've seen this before. A lot of these classic collections are emulators or high-end emulators, like the Mega Man collection.
Yeah.
That was a high-end NES simulator. Oh my gosh, Herc's Adventures. Classic LucasArts right there, baby.
Yeah, right?
Amazing.
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead. Because House of the Dead, while a gun game, had a controller mode. So that person is just using the D-pad.
That's so funny.
I love when people find little tricks like this.
Yeah.
Very
A
interesting.
little overview of some of the games they were running. That looks excellent. It looks really good.
It looks really good. Let's talk about some more gaming business, Saige.
Oh, more business?
This is some more. Put your business hat back on. Neopets.
Got my business hat. Hold on.
Yeah, go get your business hat. So, Neopets is still around, which always surprises me. Now, this is the problem. And I'm not here to shoot down your process. Okay? I understand that's your business hat. I know that helps you get into a professional mode.
I wear it for all of our writing sessions.
I know. And honestly, when Saige puts on the business hat,
I mean business.
she really does mean business, and it helps her get into the mood and into the vibe, and she really is much more professional with the business hat on. Looking at the business hat on camera now, can you see why maybe some people take you less seriously when you have the business hat on? This is any ideas as to why that might be?
Is it because wearing hats inside are rude? Is rude?
Wearing our hats inside is rude.
It's a little dated though. They'll like take your hat off at the door. Who has a hat rack anymore?
Yeah, that's fair. There's also, you know what? Never mind. It's probably just me.
Let's
probably
talk
just
about
me.
important business about Neopets.
Neopets, their owner Jumpstart, not Scientology anymore. Jumpstart.
Yep, many years ago.
Jumpstart announced Neopets Metaverse. What does that mean? Is it a new update to Neopets?
Can you even play Neopets currently?
Are they modernizing Neopets? Is it all coming back? No, Neopets Metaverse is an NFT project. Uh-oh.
We don't like NFTs.
Uh-oh. So basically, you're going to get to own the different Neopets creatures as NFTs. What a cool idea. We love owning JPEGs for millions of dollars for no reason.
Boo!
Launder your money elsewhere.
Boo, Neopets, boo! And essentially that was the response from the players. Mostly boo. People who love Neopets are united in standing up to Neopets and saying, hey, what the fuck, man?
And what's crazy is not only is the player community rallied together, which, hey, get 3 Neopets players together and try to get them to agree and not argue. They finally did. But also the Neopets development team, who's been working on a mobile relaunch of Neopets, didn't know that this was happening. Jumpstart created an entire separate company to create Neopets Metaverse and didn't tell the Neopets team that it was coming. And so even the Neopets team, people were reaching out to Neopets and were like, hey, what's going on with this fucking NFT? And they're like, there is no NFT. What are you talking about? This isn't us. And then their bosses came in and was like, hey, just so you know, that's us.
Keep up the good work.
Saige, you've got your business hat on.
I do.
Is this good business?
No, this is bad business.
Tell me why. Tell me why bad business.
You see, the Neopets community that still exists, the people who love Neopets to this day, are mostly based in nostalgia. I do believe that NFTs are the antithesis of nostalgia. Though they continue to try and peddle on it by selling us memes that we remember, by selling us early internet things that we're starting to get that like 15-year-old nostalgia for.
Yeah.
I do believe it's the antithesis. I think that is the destruction of nostalgia. I think
it's the ultimate form of the commodification of nostalgia, right? The commercialization
but I think it finally
of it
hits the point of destruction.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's gone too far.
Yeah.
We all already are like, why? Why are they trying to sell me my childhood all the time? And now it's like, what if your childhood was a tradable commodity on the Ethereum network?
No, thank you. I would not like that actually.
But what if I told you that the blockchain says that your Neopet is yours on the blockchain?
See, that's the thing though, is my Neopet is already mine.
No, but on the blockchain.
No.
Think about it.
No, because that's the thing too, is you're not selling me my Neopet. That's what matters to me. Like it's about my little, what was it, a Jub?
Yeah, but this is a JPEG of a Jub that says you are
mine. It's not
it
like...
says Jub officially you. You have Jub now. Congratulations. Here's a JPEG. It's on the Ethereum network. Does this not, I don't understand. Does this not make sense? You're wearing your business hat.
I've met you at a party before. But no, I think this is a terrible idea, and obviously Neopets fans and the Neopets team, for the most part, are not into it. I went to the Neopets website because last I checked, Neopets itself, the majority of it, which you navigate around based on a map,
Was Flash.
Was Flash, so it was unavailable. I don't know if they've adapted since then. I haven't checked. I checked when we did our one time on the internet episode covering Neopets, which was a few months ago now, and it was not available.
Yeah.
On their homepage, they do have a giant advertisement of coming to mobile soon. And look, will I be playing it when it comes to mobile? Unquestionably.
Oh my
for
God.
1 week.
Do you remember when that Tamagotchi app came to the iPhone?
I do.
And you were like nonstop for a week?
I did. I played it for like a week, and I was a little disappointed after the original Tamagotchi app. But the Tamagotchi app that links with your Tamagotchi, fuck me right up. That's excellent.
Something that I do want to mention about this NFT is like, with most NFTs, it's like, congratulations, you own the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, you actually don't. There's actually a note in the licensing for Neopets Metaverse that says like, you don't own the artwork being offered as an NFT. Neopets retains their copyright and will always have claim to it. Instead, you own a digital, verifiable slip of paper that points to a PNG image that Neopets owns.
Why would literally anyone watch this or want this?
Money laundering.
Is there anyone in chat who has ever purchased an NFT? I doubt it, right? Like, our BBs are not NFT people.
No, we're not NFT people. We don't do that.
Our
We
BBs don't seem like NFT.
No, we don't do
people.
that here. Go buy a donut.
Go get sugar
do you know how many?
breakfast.
Do you know how many donuts you can get? Now, this is not the first time Neopets has tried crypto. This is not the first time Jumpstart has tried to launch crypto things on the Neopets community. In 2018, they created Neopets Crypto Quest, which were digital trading cards that sold in packs for $65.99.
Neopets, please stop.
The project died in less than a year, and if you bought any of those, they're gone. They disappeared. That's the other thing about NFTs. Like, maybe they just go away.
Neopets, please.
It's just an investment bubble and a money laundering scheme, and we do not like it. Listen, if you're an actual artist that's been grinding and you've made some money in NFTs during this short bubble before the burst,
Secure the bag. We love that.
secure the bag. We're so happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the people running this are scamming everything.
While we're on the nostalgia train, I'd like to continue to a different side of it. I can take my business hat off for this.
Okay.
Because although I'm very serious about horror films, this isn't quite the business side of it. We got a trailer for Scream. Now you might think, if you were not necessarily paying attention, Scream already came out in the 90s. What do you mean? Scream already happened.
We had 4 Screams. And then a couple years ago, we had an MTV series that was also a reboot of Scream.
Correct. We had 3 Screams and then a huge gap and a 4th Scream, and like immediately after the 4th Scream, we had the MTV series. But they're doing a reboot that is just called Scream. It's a sequel?
It should be called 5 Cream.
No.
It should absolutely be called 5 Cream.
It should not be called 5 Cream.
5 Cream.
No. It shouldn't be called that.
Okay, if you say so, but I'm telling you, 5 Cream. I mean, people in the live studio audience are saying it makes sense. 5 Cream. You just put it right in there. But you say it's Scream. It's like Fan 4 Stick.
I'm sorry, what?
You remember the
Oh, Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
yeah, Fan 4 Stick.
Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's take a look at this trailer. I am a massive Scream fan.
Oh, hard same.
I think it's a perfect horror movie.
You got those closed captions on?
I don't have
Throw those
closed
on
captions on
for the BBs.
Yeah, good point. Look at this. It's on a smartphone.
It's on
now.
a smartphone.
It's on a smartphone now, but she still has a landline.
I don't know why.
I'm glad.
Oh, you got wrecked.
It's my favorite horror movie line. This isn't funny.
Now I like that. I like that the smart locks
Uh-huh.
and Ghostface has access to the smart locks.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like Anachrontopian Prime. I enjoy the first Scream a lot. I enjoy them less so as they go on. It was self-aware and fun enough to keep me interested.
The first two are so good to me.
I love that the original cast is coming back. This is definitely one of those soft reboots that Hollywood is getting really good at. We're introducing a new younger cast, but we're bringing back everybody from the original cast to sort of hand it off. God, Nev Campbell. I love Nev Campbell so much. I love Nev Campbell so much.
I'm so into this. I love this so much. Y'all, Scream was the first horror movie I ever saw.
Aw.
And I watched the entire movie behind a couch. Our couch could be slightly pushed off of the wall without anyone noticing.
Yeah.
And I was not allowed to watch horror movies yet because I was small. But my brother and sister were pretty significantly older than me, and they were watching it. It had just come out. So I hid behind the couch for the entire film to watch Scream.
Oh, I love that.
I sat back there for almost 2 hours.
I just want to point out, Jack Quaid is in this film from The Boys. We love Jack Quaid.
The trailer looks excellent. I think that it is a really great take on Scream for the modern day.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my story about hiding somewhere for a horror film?
Yes.
I remember the first time my little sister watched Gremlins. She got scared. You know, Gremlins is a fun movie. But depending on what age you're at, like, you go in and out. Like, Gremlins is funny, Gremlins is scary, Gremlins is funny, Gremlins, you know what I mean? I was at a point where Gremlins was funny. My sister was at a point where Gremlins is scary. And I hid under her bed, waited for her to fall asleep, and then pushed up on the bed like this and went, Gizmo, yabba, yabba, yabba. And she freaked the fuck out.
That's so good.
And went running, and then I went into my bedroom. And I didn't tell her it was me until years later.
That's
my parents were like, you just had a dream. You had a dream. She's like, no, it happened. And I was like,
God, siblings are the worst. Siblings are the worst. I say as you know, I almost had a former sibling.
As a former sibling, I fixed that situation.
I grew out of it. But like, I remember when my brother saw The Ring, he was horrified. He was terrified of The Ring. And the rest of us hadn't seen it. But the static TV thing, I remember my mother letting my sister and I go and unplug the cable from the TV so it would only go to static for him when he came home.
I loved horror movies so much. And my parents had a rule where I could watch anything I wanted. I had no limitations on the media I could watch.
Explains a lot.
But the rule was you have to watch whatever you want. But you cannot call out for us in the night if you're scared, and you cannot try to sleep in our room.
That's not healthy parenting.
It's not healthy parenting. But so they were just like, you just can't.
We don't recommend that.
You have to understand that you have to promise us that you will understand that it's fiction. And like, if you want to sleep with a flashlight after, if you want to sleep with the light, whatever. But you have to know that you have to promise us that you understand that it isn't real and you can deal with it. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Obviously, yes. And I would watch literally anything. And then knowing that I couldn't call out for them or sleep in their room, I would just take a blanket and my pillow and literally sleep at the foot of their door when I was a kid.
Come here.
What?
Hey, bud.
I don't think it's sad.
Yeah, you did to me.
But I don't think it's sad though.
You did the thing I do.
I
how many times have I said, no, it's funny?
I didn't think it was sad. Independence Mike says, sounds like they taught you consequences.
But everyone else in the chat said it's sad. You found the one person.
I mean, it's clearly not good parenting. We all agree. But I don't know. I just used to have a collection of plastic swords. And I used to just sleep with a sword in my bed too.
Yeah.
You know?
That's sad. Children should feel secure.
Yeah. I felt fine.
Their parents are supposed to keep them secure and feeling secure.
Yeah.
Even in the stuff that's made up.
I'll say this. When I did actually get scared, when I would get very scared, I would be able to call. Like, my mother never got mad at me if I called out.
You slept at their door, Anthony.
No, but what I'm saying is if I did call out in the middle of the night.
But you felt like you couldn't, so you slept at their door. It's okay. It explains things. We love you.
I'm just saying, my mother would always come in and be like, hey, it's okay. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, they would say that. And then if I did scream out, they would absolutely come. I just would be like, oh, I'm not supposed to. I have to be brave because it's just a movie. And then I would feel silly screaming out because I knew it was just a movie.
You still slept at their door.
But sometimes I would sleep. Sometimes I would sleep at their door.
Toy store in your
I don't think it's a sad one, but I understand.
What else?
Life cereal, Anthony, you're very, very brave.
You're very brave.
Tidy Boy says, big brave boy.
Very brave.
Jumping into some other media news.
Oh,
On Monday.
I was gonna end on that.
Oh,
I would save it.
okay. Let's
Big
save
news.
it. Let's
Big
save it.
news.
Let's go to something else then.
I have something.
Well, not that.
Okay.
Not that. Let's jump into that later.
Okay, we've got a whole order of things then. You know what? Let's talk about one more piece of business then.
Let's talk about.
Gotta get the hat back.
Let's put the business hat on. We've spoken before about Amaranth and other streamers and social media, and content creators like Amaranth that push the boundaries of what is allowed on streaming services. And, it's been our position on this show that those people serve a very important purpose.
Yep.
Because what they're doing is they're poking and they're finding loopholes in rules that are not fair to creators on a platform.
And because Twitch's TOS is very vague. Twitch in particular as a platform is extremely vague with their creators about what they can and cannot do in order to enforce it unfairly and imbalanced.
Yeah, legally, they are taking a position that we've seen YouTube take previously, that we've seen Facebook take previously. That is a very toxic position legally. It's a very toxic position for creators, but it's them legally trying to be as vague as possible so they are not responsible for as much on their own platform. The problem with this is a lot of their moderation is algorithmic or automatic, and a lot of it is the stuff that is reviewed by people is up to the discretion of the person because the rules are unclear.
Yes. So we do not slander Amaranth here. You can feel however you want about her content. You do not have to consume it. But the rhetoric around Amaranth is often deeply sexist, deeply anti-sex work, and shaming in a way that's simply unnecessary. It's okay if it's not for you. It's not for me either.
Yeah.
I don't watch Amaranth.
But guess what? A lot of people do.
Live your life, Amaranth.
She found a way to be successful that she enjoys.
The people who give her money are consenting and choosing to do so.
And yet, because she is constantly poking up against these rules, she is very often paying the price for it, unfortunately.
So this is a big one. On October 8th, Amaranth was simultaneously banned on Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yike.
With no reason given to her. I'm sure there is a reason. Don't get me wrong. She breaks rules.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
sometimes when she gets banned, it is literally a group of people somewhere on some subreddit or wherever, or a Discord server that are
targeted.
Today we're going to fuck up Amaranth.
Yep.
Because fuck her.
Yep.
And sometimes she does put out content that makes one platform take her down. And when one platform sees her get taken down, the other ones follow suit because they go, oh, good. We'll do this too. But
Let's see.
Guess what?
What is this? This is a video that got posted with it.
That's actually kind of weird. Well, not weird. Pretty fucking obvious that shit was going to happen. I think that's her last ban. She might be gone. End of an era. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a video she posted to YouTube titled, "This Got Me Banned on Twitch and Instagram." And it opens on this dude before she starts speaking.
Wait.
I don't
okay.
know. This is like a unfortunately this is like an 8-minute video.
Yeah, but it goes to her. I don't know why that's the intro. So
Yeah.
essentially, she made a video talking about it.
Yeah.
Used just that guy's commentary in the beginning. I was curious if there's anything interesting here to see.
It's, you know,
But as it stands, she wasn't given a definitive reason.
Platforms fucking do this, and it sucks. Platforms can deplatform you at any time, and getting it even a creator as huge as Amaranth.
Yeah.
Look, the numbers were leaked. Twitch, we know Amaranth is making bank.
Yeah.
She's a big creator. She makes a lot of money for Twitch. Remember that Twitch is taking a lot of that money.
Yep.
For Twitch to ban her and then not give her, who do I call? Who do I get in touch with? What do I do? When you have a video taken down or you have a strike against you on one of these platforms, they immediately retreat and make it the hardest thing in the world to talk to them.
Right. So the update on that is she has currently been unbanned on Twitch, but is still banned on TikTok and Instagram, which is really interesting. She was banned for 3 days on Twitch. People a lot of the time thought that this might be the last one. It wasn't.
She also has not been demonetized. She's still a partner.
She is. Yeah, she is still partnered on Twitch, and nothing hit her on YouTube. She was like, all right, I'm going to go make some YouTube videos, I guess. But it's very interesting to see stuff like this. And it's interesting the lack of communication and the approach that Twitch has taken to this in the last year or so. We've had quite a few large bans take place where Twitch did not communicate.
And you know, here's the fucked up thing. Here's a really fucked up thing about this. When you look at that top 20, when you look at the leak of financial information, when you look at these streamers that are making the most money on the platform, it is a lot of these generic gamer bro dudes who make big money and like have brand deals with brands that don't mind if every once in a while you say the N-word. You know what I mean? These are, hey, we don't care if every once in a while you say something completely fucked up, racist, and sexist.
If you keep making headshots that go viral on Reddit.
Because we're a gaming brand and people think it's edgy and cool and fun. And those people go through their lives fucking unscathed on these platforms. It's like there's this famous Jack Nicholson quote where they was like, hey, Jack, can you explain the difference between a PG-13 and an R? And he's like, yeah, PG-13, you cut a tit off. R, you show a tit. And it's like, how this is the most puritanical fucking sexist shit.
It is. The men get away with whatever the fuck they want on this platform. We've seen it time and time and time and time and time and time and time again, especially if you look at that top 100 streamers list that was posted, which was very, very few women in general. And the women who are at the top consistently harassed, boxed,
all three of them.
swatted.
All three of those women. I hope you're all shutting up about Twitch thoughts stealing views and money on the platform.
What I found the most interesting about this fiasco, though, was Amaranth actually put out a tweet that said, as all of this was happening, I think my post-influencer act has to be starting a venture capital fund that actively invests in gray market space that is not safe for work, products and services that aren't super brand friendly.
She will
Does
crush.
anyone do that? There's got to be that, right? Thought tank anyone? Come on!
She will crush. Do you know what?
Amaranth, let's go!
Amaranth, if you make the payment platform, the democratized payment platform that allows sex workers and sex work platforms to take credit card payments easily and verifiably, you will make more money than God.
Yep.
It would be huge. It would be huge.
It's massive. It's about a venture capital fund that actively invests. Like, come on. That's the protection for sex workers on these platforms that should exist.
Protect their fucking money. Don't let people take their money away this quickly and this easily.
We
this
saw what
arbitrarily.
happened with OnlyFans. We saw what keeps happening with Twitch. We saw what happened previously with Patreon.
And you know, Twitch puts up a lot of they've got a lot of fancy billboards in Times Square right now showing all of the different creators that they have and how wonderful they are to all kinds of all kinds of minorities and marginalized groups and people of color. Like, we're great. We're Twitch. Look at us promoting these creators. And then, but we'll fucking ban you. And I want to talk about, I know we have fun stuff, but I do want to bring up just this one thing that's happening around Netflix. Another look at us and how wonderful we are.
Let's talk about that.
Look at how wonderful we are, and yet, I
got opinions.
If you've been following this, Dave Chappelle, who just keeps releasing comedy specials for just ungodly amounts of money.
I got so much shit for saying Dave Chappelle's last special was sexist and was garbage.
Dude,
it was sexist garbage.
I was watching it. I was like, this is some old man get off my lawn energy. He's turning into edgy old comedian. And I hate edgy old comedian. And in this latest special, he literally says, I am Team Turf. J.K. Rowling was right.
Correct.
He says it. He says it.
He speaks directly against trans people. He says that people are too sensitive. And then tries to go, but hey, I had a trans friend. So I'm not transphobic because I was friends with a trans person.
That trans person does not think you're a great friend, Dave Chappelle.
That trans person isn't here anymore.
Oh, fuck.
That trans person, unfortunately, and I'll give a trigger warning here of what you can assume is coming. We'll do this until we're done talking about the subject. That trans person essentially was like following Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was bringing them out to shows and things like that, toting them around. I think in what seems to me, in my personal opinion, like tokenism of look at me, I have a trans friend. They spoke out and defended Dave Chappelle on a few occasions, saying he's not sexist, he's not homophobic, he's not transphobic, no matter how many sexist, homophobic, or transphobic things he said. And then they were bullied online, potentially because of it. Or at least that's what he claims. There is not currently a ton of evidence to support that. That person ended up taking their own life and is no longer here. The family of that person has said, no, we stand by Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was great to our trans child. So, first of all, one person in that community giving you the pass on it does not make it okay.
No.
You can't tell a white person they can use a racial slur and then they can just do that now. No, absolutely not. If you have a black friend and you act like a racist, you're still a racist. If you have a trans friend and you say things that are transphobic and deeply, deeply harmful to the community, the things that put trans people in danger on an everyday basis, when you have a platform as large as Dave Chappelle and you say, I am pro Team Turf, you enable an entire generation of angry teenagers that look up to Dave Chappelle.
Fuck your fucking marketplace of idea. It's a thought experiment
that
bullshit.
Puts trans people in danger.
Fuck all that nonsense.
This isn't a matter of opinion. This isn't a matter of sensitivity. This is a matter of safety.
So basically what happened was trans employees at Netflix were like, what the fuck? They said the same shit. They're like, this is not a free exchange of ideas. This is harmful. Tara Field, who is one of the engineers at Netflix and is a trans woman, sent out a tweet that was viral that was like, hey, Netflix, it's not okay. We cannot do this. I cannot believe that none of us were none of us were taken into account. None of us were part of this discussion. I can't believe we gave a platform to this. And Netflix suspended her.
Yes. Now, they very much claimed that it had nothing to do with that, when it did.
Now, it absolutely did. Tara also tried to, she and two other trans employees tried to attend a director level meeting because
That's what they claimed that she was suspended for.
Nobody was listening to them. They tried internal communication. They tried tweeting. They were getting no response for the company. So they went to an executive meeting. They're like, hi, we're here to make a comment at the meeting. And they said, well, you're not supposed to be at this meeting.
That is what she was suspended for.
Tara has been reinstated. because she says, Netflix has reinstated me after finding there was no ill intent in my attending this QBR meeting. I'm going to take a few days off to decompress and try to figure out where I'm at. At the very least, I feel vindicated in this. Yeah. So there was a lot of public backlash, and Netflix was like, oh no, you know what? You're okay. You can come back. Sorry. How do you come back to a company that treats you this way?
Mind you, she asked to attend the meeting. She didn't just show up at this meeting. She asked to attend it, and a director within the meeting shared the link for her to join it. It's a virtual meeting. You can't sneak in.
She didn't kick down a door. She didn't push past security and demand to be there. She said, hey, what's the link to the Zoom? Because I want to say something.
She said, can I come to this? And her director was like, I don't know, here's the link.
Yeah, here's the link to the Zoom. Sure.
And she got suspended.
She got suspended.
Not the director who shared information they shouldn't have, but the trans woman asking to make a statement. I'm furious. I cannot understand how, and Netflix immediately got backlash after the publish came out.
As they should.
They published it. And they stood by it. They had already made a statement saying that, we express, free ideas and all of this, and we will not be removing the Chappelle special.
We can't be bad. We did Squid Game. We can't be bad.
We have too much money in this special, and we have a deal with Dave Chappelle that we don't want to break because he would undoubtedly take us to court.
Listen.
Again, another occasion where everybody...
We are friends and allies of everyone, but especially money.
Look,
especially what makes us the most money.
About, I don't know, a year ago now, before this deal with Netflix, it must have been longer than that, I guess.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle threw a real fit about Netflix.
Yep.
That he was not being paid for his show being put on Netflix and being streamed for it. Mind you, the reason he was not being paid for it was not because he was a creative of color being taken advantage of. It was not because he was a marginalized person. He was a very, very, very wealthy man from a marginalized community.
Yep.
Absolutely. But he did not fulfill his original contract for the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Therefore, the rights to the Chappelle Show no longer belong to him.
He took a $50 million check. We all remember this. He took a $50 million check and disappeared for 2 months.
Yeah.
Following
the Chappelle Show.
Decided it was too much. I'm not doing this next season. No, I've decided not to do the show. But you took the money. Took the money and disappeared.
And then was like, well, I don't have the rights to my show.
Why don't I have the rights to my show? Because you forfeited them. And then Netflix was like, well, hey, maybe we can work something out with you. We love you. Let's figure out what we can do.
And they gave him abundances of money for the streaming of his show and to do a bunch of specials where he could come out and harm marginalized communities.
Dude, all of those specials. I remember. Do you remember?
One of them is trash.
You and I tried to watch the first one. Do you remember?
Yes, of course I
remember.
And
we got 15 minutes in, and I was like, I can't do this.
No.
Why is he doing this? He doesn't have to do this.
No, it's not just like making fun of women. It's bitterness to women in that particular one. It was so much bitterness.
Bitterness towards women. Bitterness just towards young people. Bitterness towards people that don't have money.
Yeah.
He just bitter.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what are you, my dude? You've had so many years and so much money to go to therapy and get past whatever this thing was that made you burn out and flame out and head to Africa for 2 months. Why are you still mad? Nobody has ever told Dave Chappelle in his professional career, you can't say that. And he's acting like people have been trying to stop him his whole life.
Yeah.
And the Chappelle Show got to say whatever it wanted.
Yeah.
His stand-up specials have gotten to say whatever he wants.
Right.
It's he's just doing that thing of the crotchety old comedian that says, I'm being limited, I'm being censored, I'm being oppressed.
Yeah.
You're old and rich. You basically own a town in Ohio.
Yep.
And you held a retreat for all your rich friends, and everybody there got COVID.
Exactly. And people for so long have treated him as this genius, this prolific comedian. And I just again, Keeper in the live studio audience makes an excellent point. One of his most famous characters is just an unhoused drug addict. That's the joke. This guy does drugs.
I was at
been punching down his entire career.
I was at a place that we both worked at. And I was working on a show there. And once a week I was a host and producer on this show, and once a week I would get something from the writers that was about a hilarious hobo. And I was like, it's not hilarious. You are writing you think this is hilarious, but the joke is that this man is homeless and has a drug addiction?
Yeah. And
we don't do that.
And the only difference between the content that Anthony received in the response and the content that I received in the response is that Anthony was allowed to speak back to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, hey, Dave Chappelle, Netflix, what the fuck? What the fuck? And Tara Field, I hope you have been getting so many job offers from so many streaming platforms that need an engineer. Mm-hmm. And I hope you don't have to stay someplace that showed so much hostility to you for simply saying what you did was inappropriate to me as an employee.
Eat the rich, everybody.
Eat the rich.
No exceptions.
Fuck, we have so much left still.
I know we have so much to get to, and we've run over on time. It's already 9:40.
It's already 9:40.
Let's just hit this very last thing that's important.
This is important. We're going to end on a positive one.
Coming back up, babies.
On Monday, we were discussing some very big rumors. Now, James Tweet Machine Gun
can tweet anything he wants.
He's the tweet machine gun.
Yep.
He said, we are introducing a character in Guardians 3 that is one of the greatest characters in the Marvel Universe. People are going to be so excited. Mm-hmm. We said it's probably Quasar or Adam Warlock.
Yep. And today we have confirmation. James Gunn tweeted, as you guys know, I often strike down false rumors. So, welcome to the Guardians family. Will Poulter. He is an amazing actor and wonderful guy. See you in a couple of weeks. Hashtag Adam Warlock. Hashtag Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Monday, the rumors were going around. Will Poulter is Adam Warlock. And we said, from your lips to God's ears, Adam fucking Warlock is coming to the MCU. And Will Poulter is playing him. And I think that is absolutely wonderful.
We had this casting rumor on Monday. We talked about it then. Very exciting. Love that for us.
If you're trying to remember who Will Poulter is,
show your screen.
I can't show my screen.
So figure it out.
You look up Will Poulter.
God damn it.
But this is exciting. I'm excited for weird cosmic nonsense in the Marvel Universe. I want it to keep getting bigger and stranger. Ragnarok was basically a big old blacklight poster of a movie. Thor Ragnarok was painted on the side of a custom van, and I want that vibe to continue.
Yes.
And Will Poulter is going to do it. He's going to be a great Adam Warlock.
Yes, he is. And that's a great place to end today's show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for starting your morning right with us. We do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. So if it's your first time here, I hope you will come and join us on Friday because we're doing something special on Friday.
It's Costume Fridays.
Every Friday in October, we are showing up at 8 a.m. dressed as something different. A new costume every single Friday.
Every single Friday. Can you believe it? How do we do it? What is this production value? I'll tell you how we do it. We do it through your support.
Uh-huh.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, and essentially for free. We do this in a shed.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Next to where I live, there is a shed that we shoot this show in. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be throwing a sledgehammer through some walls behind this wall to try and make this a usable studio for everything that we do here on this channel.
It's all friends getting together, doing the damn thing.
And we do this shit out of pocket, baby.
We can only do it with your support. We want to thank the people that directly supported us during this episode. But hey, don't walk away just yet. We got more to say.
We do.
Let's do this roll call. Cassidy Weaver, 100 bits for Adam Warlock. You know it. Snowbike Mike, thank you for the sub. Welcome, baby boy. Good to see you. Sir Charles, 2018. Snowbike Mike. Rob Coxter, thank you for the follows. Lexia, who smiles at death. Lexi, you wonderful thing. $25 tip. Fuck Dave Chappelle and fuck TERFs. That's right. Lobster Trap with the follow. Mika Baird 775 with the subscription. Thank you. Welcome. You're trapped here now. Jammin 42. Retz Zob 7. Thank you for the follows. Brad Jost with the sub. You're trapped here now. Tyler Firestorm. Code Monkey X with the follows. Cassidy Weaver with 100 bits for the Furby Spider. Ate with the follow. Alon Zanzo with the 24 bits. And a lot of Mr. Destructoids. I love the Mr. Destructoids. Sorry I wasn't listening with 5 gift subs. Much appreciated. 54 Aqua Snakes given the bits. Vaping Steve. Mr. Calypso. And Human 2000. Porteous 6. Thank you all for the follows. Dougie Fresh with the resub. Good morning. What a great morning show. Thank you. You're right. It's the only morning show. Ardent Rogue with the follow. Weird and Sky with the follow. Ali Osher with 10 bits from Massachusetts. What up, Massachusetts? Ali Osher. Debjeet Ganjuli. Thank you for the follow. 54 Aqua Snakes with the 85 bits. Getting Mo done. 8 months of subscribing. Thank you so much. Dr. Lopez 18 with the follow. Cassidy Weaver 100 bits. 54 Aqua Snakes with more bits. Tidy Boy with the resub for 2 months. This is my before work fun. Well, we're glad to supply you with that fun, Tidy Boy. Cassidy Weaver with some more bits. Carl 612. I love this list today. Winter's Tales with the follow. Mr. Stimpack with the follow. Stoneman 727. Thanks for the host. Left Foot Lloyd with the resub. Tianmar with 100 bits for the bestest of boys. I assume he's talking about Dagger. Worms Party with the follow. Ronan Monkey with 100 bits. Dagger is the best boy, that's correct. Dweeblaws with the bits. Death and Saints with the resub for 8 months of being a little pickle BB, says Death and Saints. Thank you, you're trapped. Chaotic Groovy with 7 months. Kim Ferratu with the follow. Ginger Rice Doodle with the follow. Damn, that is a fucking roll call this morning, BBs. Woo! We love it. Thank you so much.
Bold day to dance with a very heavy sledgehammer.
I love it.
All right, but we had to show appropriate hype for all of the wonderful support that you show. We had so many new BBs here today. Thank you for joining us. We love you. You make this show literally possible. This was just once an idea that Anthony and I wanted to talk about the things that we love and are excited about together, and now we get to do it 3 days a week. So thank you. We appreciate that very much. There's a bunch of other fun content on the channel. I'm a little out of breath. We have Danzel's Dice and Everything Nice on Saturdays. We have One Time on the Internet on Sundays. And so some stuff's going to be shifting around.
Some stuff's going to be shifting around.
We'll give you some updates very, very soon. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. You can join the Discord. It's free.
All of that stuff is super helpful.
Watch the show on YouTube if you miss it here.
We got VODs. And remember, you don't need to directly support us with money. All of that stuff is wonderful. We love you just for showing up.
We do.
Saige, fuck are you up to?
Oh, good question. What day is it? Today is Wednesday. This afternoon at 12 o'clock Pacific, you can find me over on the Mad Cave Studios channel talking about comic book goodness. You can find me over on my channel at Not Saige. I stream on my channel tonight as well. It's a long day of streams.
It's a long day of streams, babies.
I stream on my channels Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays right now. You can find me on Smosh and Smosh Games all the damn time. My first Try Not to Laugh just went up.
Oh, how'd that go for you?
I shot it forever ago,
yeah.
as you know, and I've been waiting months for it to come out, and everybody has been so very kind about it. Thank you for all of the lovely support. You can
She's
go
a
check
giggler,
that out
this one.
on the Smosh Pit channel.
She is a giggler.
Yeah. Yeah, but I made other people giggle, and that's the goal. That's what matters. Yeah, I'm around. That's it. I'll be on the D&D channel tomorrow. What's your deal, Anthony?
Oh, my stars and garters. Thanks for asking. You can find me everywhere on the internet at @Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. I'll be streaming this afternoon around 4 on my channel. Probably some Genshin. I can't stop playing Genshin. We did play some Jet the Far Shore yesterday, and it was really lovely. So we might dabble in something new. Who knows? Genshin just calls to me.
Genshin guy.
Also, there is a new episode of We Have Concerns up. That's my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. You should go listen to that. I'm really proud of it. I love it. And if you haven't checked it out yet, on last Friday, Trisha Hirschberger and I were reunited to play Josh Purdy on the Good People Association channel. Go check that out because I think it is just one of the most fun times I've had in a very long time. So thank them for having us, and thank you for watching, and thank everyone for everything.
Thank everyone for everything. We love you very much, BBs. If you're not supporting us on Patreon already, we posted a bonus clip last week. What did we talk about?
So many things.
Remember?
So many things.
Last week we talked about
So many things.
and you should go experience them. We
Uh-huh.
obviously know what it is.
We know. Oh, we talked about the Hallmark movie holiday lineup.
Did. Oh my god, it was a really good clip. I'm gonna be honest with you. We went through the holiday holiday lineup for Hallmark. Thank you, Ronan.
Yeah.
And we went through all of the titles and we did our guesses about what they were
Dude,
about. And
the
Anthony's
Hallmark,
good at it.
the Hallmark Channel is putting out 41 original Christmas movies this year.
It's a fun video. We guessed what the plots would be and then told you what it would really be. So you can check that out over there. Patrons get access to all of the clips we've ever done, and we do one every week.
BBs, thank you for
Boys, all
joining
costumes.
us.
We love you.
We love you so much. Fuck Dean Cain. We'll see you on Friday.
And fuck the turfs.